You're listening to On the Road, a podcast powered by Otto Car.
Drunk drivers.
Drunk
riders.
Okay, my personal policy.
Do you drink and drive?
We do not advocate drinking and driving on this podcast. Absolutely not.
So, in terms of intoxicated passengers, I've got a policy. I generally keep my eyes alert on my mirrors and looking out the windows when I pull up at a pickup location. And if I see a rider or passenger who is unable to walk unaided to my vehicle, they're just not going to get in. It's not really worth my time and my effort. What I don't want is someone getting in my car and then 10 minutes later they're spewing their guts up in my car, and then I'm out for the day. I've never had anyone being sick in my car because I've employed this policy from day dot.
I have.
And how do you deal with the confrontation that might come with that? I mean, did you just kind of ignore them and kind of put one hand up to cover your face and just drive off, or because they're going to come towards you, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to come towards me. If I'm not too sure, like if it's late in the evening and lighting's an issue, I'll lock my doors, but then I'll get out my driver's side door, get out my door, and I'll talk to the passenger.
Smart.
You know? And if they're looking worse for wear, I'm just telling them they're not getting in, because the other door's going to be locked anyway. Unless they're going to be jumping in the driver's seat, they're not getting in the car. There may be a confrontation, but I'm a big lad, so it never really goes anywhere. And we just try to, I try and tell them to like cool off for another 10 minutes, or have a glass of water, or spew their guts up, you know?
Uber account holder put a passenger in my car, a rider, and I had my sick bag, and she filled it up. So she was very, very handy in testing my sick bags, which I was thankful for. But then I asked her to leave the vehicle and take the bag with her. She nearly left it in the car. But so you just generally keep on night shifts, keep your doors locked. Yeah. If you're stopping out somewhere, stop a few feet short, so they have to walk to you.
Indeed.
And then if they've got a wobble, I'm sorry. My response is always, I'm sorry, you're too drunk to travel. You know. And
What about rude drivers?
Rude riders.
So
I'm going to say, generally speaking,
he's talking about drivers.
Okay, so generally speaking, from my personal experience, most passengers that I've had in my vehicle over the years that I've been driving, they have been generally pleasant. Sometimes when people are not in the mood, they just don't talk. Sometimes when people do get rude is when you have to take a alternative route, because we're driving, we've got sat-navs, so we can see where the traffic is, and we may take alternative routes. So what I've learned is, if you are going to divert from the usual route, let your passenger know what you're doing and the reasons why you're doing it, and it just makes everything a lot sweeter, and it makes the environment in your vehicle a lot more pleasant. People who use private hire services on a regular basis to go maybe from home to work or vice versa, they've got their usual route. They may not know about roadworks or traffic building up on any particular day, and they may scorn you like really, really hard if you divert from their usual route. And a lot of people have preferred routes, so I've actually put it on my profile on the Uber driver app, that if you have a preferred route, let us know in advance.
Have you found that any riders have complained, even if they might not be in the wrong, and you've just gone the route which is most efficient at the time? They might have complained subsequently about that. And
most definitely.
How have you dealt with that?
Most definitely. Well, they usually leave feedback. You probably get like a report. I know Cabby Dallo 7 gets them all the time.
Excuse me.
What are you trying to say?
Excuse me.
Yeah, but they'll leave a report about was it poor route choice?
I've not had a poor route choice.
Yes, you have.
Have I?
I've seen it.
Honesty pays.
Yeah.
I think it's the thing to come back in the industry that surprises me is that you got a sat nav, but they got a sat nav in the back as well, and they're watching their sat nav, And you have to tell them, if you're like you say, if you tell them alternative route, you have to be very vocal about why you're doing it, because they're sitting there looking at it. You take a right turn, and the sat nav saying go straight on. They go, you took the wrong turn. No. And then you're on the back foot. Yeah. So it's always best to be proactive.
Most definitely.
Have you ever been tempted to kick someone out of your car?
All the time.
Oh, do you want to?
Yeah, I'm the king of the kick out.
keep it civil, please.
I mean, you get on Uber, you get star rated. I never had on Addison Lee. We never had star ratings. Addison Lee, to be fair, if the driver had a problem with the passenger, they always took the driver's point of view first. Whereas on Uber, it's the other way around. The passenger is always right and you're wrong until proven otherwise. So, but I've just recently done something on my YouTube about this. But if you ever have a problem with a customer, because on my first weekend I had a problem with a pool passenger who wanted to beat me up, and I dealt with it very professionally, and I phoned Uber straight away, and Uber were great. And ever since then, any problem I get, I phone Uber straight away. And if you phone them, I've never been suspended. I've had, I say that passengers try to have a fight at me. I've had other passengers being rude. I've kicked them out of the car. But I've always called Uber straight away. And if you tell them first and get your story in first, they will support you. It's the drivers that don't phone, or if they've had a problem, they think, I won't worry about that. I won't phone Uber. But then Uber suspends you while they're investigating this issue because you haven't told them.
I think that is a standard policy to suspend whilst they investigate, because if there is a kind of serious offence, they wouldn't want that driver to continue working. Let's say it is true, for example, something happened, physical altercation or something. That's pretty wise. So yeah, maybe your tip is the right way to go about things, to kind of take the lead on any possible.
Definitely take the lead. But also I'm pretty much old school. Is that if you talk to me and respect me, I'll talk to and respect to you. But if you're rude to me, 5 stars or 1 star, don't pay the rent. I'm a 4.94 rated driver over 4 months. Gig guys 4.99. But
stunning.
But I'm pretty direct with customers, and I'm still a high rated driver. You don't need to worry about your rating as long as you're in the right.
Yeah.
And protect yourself. If the customer's rude in the car, just cancel the trip. They can't rate you if you cancel the trip. If when you drive to a passenger, the passenger phones you up and says, "Where are you? Why are you taking so long?" Well, being rude. I mean, for me, that's thank you very much. I'll be there soon. Put the phone down. Cancel the ride. Protect your rating. At the end of the day, you want to be earning money. You want to have a nice, fun night working, have no problems. But if customers are in the car or prior to getting to that customer, if you think it's going to be a problem, you need to protect your rating and protect your position.